Let me mention the Mormon Church, because I know that you have a great population of Mormons in Sacramento, don't you? Now, Phoenix, Arizona, believe it or not, and more specifically Mesa, Arizona, the suburb that's near where we live, is the second largest Mormon population in the world. Number one is, of course, Salt Lake City, but where I live in Phoenix, it is the second largest Mormon population in the world. And they constantly brag about the fact that they do not pay their pastors. They have no paid clergy. Has anybody ever heard that before? I'll be out soul winning sometimes, and somebody will bring that up to me, and they put it all over their website, how our pastors aren't paid, they're just volunteers, we have no paid clergy. And I had a Mormon tell me even recently, they said, "Oh, you're the pastor of the church? Do you get paid?" I said, "Yes." And "Oh, well, that's why you're preaching lies, because you're getting paid to preach lies, you know." And you know, but we're preaching the truth, you know, because we're unpaid. But here's why this is such a fraud about the Mormons. Actually, the higher-ups in Mormonism are getting paid very well, okay? The guy who's not getting paid in Mormonism is just the bottom-rung local guy, the local bishop of the ward for that little area. He's not getting paid. But let me tell you this, the president of the Mormon church, or the prophet of the Mormon church, the top dog in the Mormon church, the Salt Lake Tribune in 1988 said that his home was worth $1.2 million, which was part of his modest living expenses. He's not getting paid. Don't make any mistake about it. The Mormon prophet is unpaid, but he has a modest living expense. And look, that's 1988. Translated in today's, you know, after the Federal Reserve has destroyed our dollar, that'd be like a $3 or $4 million home. So he's living in like a $3 or $4 million home, totally paid for as part of his modest living compensation. And they pay all kinds of people in the Mormon religion. They pay janitors and bodyguards to surround the Mormon prophet. They pay all kinds of leadership. They have a big skyscraper in Salt Lake City that is the brain center of that satanic religion. And they have all these people in there all getting paid and making money. You know why the local pastor in Mormonism doesn't get paid? You know why? Because he doesn't even write the sermon. Do you really think that the Latter-day Saint church, the Mormon church, do you really think that they just let that local pastor just preach whatever he wants? No. His sermon is handed down to him from on high. So he gets up and just, you know, reads off what's handed down on high. Well, you know what? I could do that for free too. Pastor Jimenez could easily do that for free too. It's not that hard to just get up and just read something that's handed. You know, the guy who wrote the sermon is the guy who's living in the $3 or $4 million mansion and passing it down. So yeah, they're not doing anything. They get up and read the thing and they're a volunteer. Well, that's great. And by the way, Mormon preaching is not dynamic. You know, I mean, they get up and it's boring, it's lame. I mean, it's not even a good sermon. It's just going through the motions. I mean, do you want a pastor who just goes through the motions?